If you've ever noticed that you almost never get angry, even when most people would, this might feel familiar. Someone crosses a line. You feel something rise in your chest. But before it fully forms, you swallow it. You tell yourself it's not worth it. You stay calm. You stay reasonable. You stay mature. People probably describe you as easygoing, stable, emotionally controlled. And on the surface, that sounds like a strength. But it says more than most people think. People who never get angry often aren't emotionless. They're highly self-managed. There's a difference. Anger is a boundary emotion. It shows up when something feels unfair, disrespectful, or threatening. When someone never shows anger, it usually doesn't mean they don't feel it. It means they learned early on that expressing it wasn't safe. Maybe when you were younger, anger caused chaos. Maybe it led to punishment. Maybe it made people withdraw from you. So you adapted. You became the calm one, the understanding one, the one who doesn't make things worse. That wasn't weakness. It was protection. You might notice small behaviors. You overthink texts so you don't sound harsh. You soften your opinions mid-sentence. You say it's fine when it's not. You replay arguments in your head later, thinking of what you could have said, but didn't. Outwardly, you look composed. Internally, there's a quiet build-up. And here's where it gets interesting. For many people who never get angry, it's not actually about kindness. It's about control. Anger is unpredictable. It exposes vulnerability. It risks rejection. So instead of expressing it, you manage it internally. You analyze it. You rationalize it. You shrink it down until it feels acceptable. Staying calm becomes part of your identity. You're not just someone who avoids anger. You're someone who prides themselves on being above it. But the real reason isn't emotional maturity. It's emotional safety. If anger once led to disconnection, your nervous system learned something important. Anger equals loss. Loss of approval. Loss of love. Loss of stability. So now, even when you're hurt, your first instinct isn't to react. It's to maintain harmony. That can look like people-pleasing. It can look like taking responsibility for other people's moods. It can look like always being the mediator in conflicts, but never the one allowed to have a problem. And over time, something subtle happens. When you consistently silence anger, you also silence clarity. Because anger carries information. It points to your limits, your values, your unmet needs. Without it, you may struggle to know what actually bothers you. You might say you're low maintenance, but deep down, you sometimes feel unseen or quietly resentful. Not explosive, just heavy. There's another layer most people don't talk about. Some people who never get angry are deeply afraid of becoming that person. The one who yells. The one who hurts others. The one who loses control. Maybe you witnessed anger used destructively. So you made a silent promise. I'll never be like that. And you kept it. But when you push anger away completely, it doesn't disappear. It turns inward. It becomes self-criticism, overthinking, physical tension, emotional numbness. It becomes a tight jaw and a polite smile. The world rewards this, by the way. Calm people are praised. They're seen as stable, professional, emotionally intelligent. But emotional intelligence isn't the absence of anger. It's the understanding of it. People who never get angry often carry a deep fear of being too much. So they become less reactive, less expressive, less demanding. They learn to need very little. And here's the quiet truth underneath all of it. Anger feels dangerous when your belonging feels fragile. If part of you believes that being loved depends on being agreeable, then anger feels like a threat to connection. So you choose connection, again and again, even at your own expense. This doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means something once felt unsafe. That calm exterior? It was built for survival. But over time, it shapes identity. You become the chill one, the emotionally mature one, the one who never complains. And eventually, you might not even recognize when you're hurt. You just feel tired, drained after certain conversations, slightly invisible in certain relationships. It was never random. It was a pattern. People who never get angry often think they've mastered their emotions. But many times, they've mastered suppression. And suppression feels peaceful until it doesn't. Once you start noticing it, the swallowed words, the softened boundaries, the automatic, it's fine, you begin to see the design behind it. It wasn't personality. It was protection. And that awareness alone changes how you understand yourself. If this explains something you've quietly noticed about yourself, there's more to uncover. Because sometimes the emotions we never show tell the deepest story.